Game like that when you've had the win-all mentality all year?
Well, you obviously try to clear it as quick as you can, but you're all human, and obviously you're down after a loss. The good thing is in conference, you get 18 games; they all count the same. And now, the more veteran teams you have, usually the quicker they're able to understand the importance of the next game. And the great thing is we control our own destiny. So the goal is always to win a conference championship. We got 13 days to make history.
Did you kind of forget what it felt like to lose a game? It had been so
I kind of like the other feeling a lot better, yeah. But the stat that jumped out to me, the biggest obviously was being ranked number one longer than anyone since Kentucky in 2015. And I know you hear all the time there's no dominant teams, but in college basketball there is just the parity. It's really hard to sustain and not lose games. And you look across the board, there's not much that separates teams. And it's amazing we were ranked number one longer than anyone in the last 5 years.
Is K-State better than their record shows?
Oh, everybody in the Big 12 is better than their record. So at the end of the day, great coaches, great players, tough places to play on the road. And the great thing is we're at home, and we don't like losing at home, and we need to get back to winning.
You talked about just the numbers and the streaks and all the things that were being thrown around every week for you guys. Does this almost help you kind of singularly refocus and, hey, we're here to win a Big 12 title?
Well, I think anytime you play a game, you can learn from it. And we always say it's easier and better to learn after a win than it is a loss. But sometimes it takes losses to make more of an impact or more of a change. And it's not always necessarily what you did wrong, but maybe what the other team, you got to give them always credit too. So I thought we competed. We played hard. We didn't play as well as we could have. And hopefully we'll be a little more locked in next time we're in a situation with that kind of opportunity. And to me, it starts, you look at it, we were ranked number 2 and lost to K-State after we had lost to Kansas like 4 years ago. And for the crowd tomorrow, I can tell you, I said this on the post-game radio, I mean, you come off an atmosphere like that, an intensity like that, the best thing you can do if you want to help us win is be in attendance and be loud tomorrow, because we come out and it's a half-full arena. That's just human nature. It's a letdown. So hopefully we got a great crowd. They're vocal and they're loud, and we're going to do our part to give you a lot to cheer for.
The last time you guys lost, you went on like a 23-game win streak.
Yeah, we kind of like that too.
Do you sense that you guys kind of have an urgency going into the game tomorrow, almost to kind of prove themselves?
Well, I think the real urgency is the goal's been all year long is to win a conference championship like every other team in the Big 12, and you're within 2 weeks of that being either accomplished or not. So definitely, they always call it the dog days of February, but there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel here.
MaCio Teague, you got to see him for the first time in a little while. What did you think, and how close is he back to being full strength?
Well, really proud of how he played. It's tough when you haven't practiced, and you got a limited reps the day before the game, and I mean that's a tough environment to just jump out there. And then the other thing is it obviously affects the other players and the rotations. And so for a coach going into a game, you always want to have practiced and been the players kind of know the rotations and routines, but that's basketball. You're always going to have some injuries or whatnot. So excited to get him back practicing to where we can continue to develop that chemistry we had before his injury.
Scott, what did you see from K-State the first time?
Well, K-State's real typical Coach Weber team, and that is very physical. Really make it tough to score in the half court, and that's why anytime you can get in transition, obviously that's a good thing before they set their defense.
Do you guys kind of pay attention to the national picture and the race for maybe the 1 seed in the NCAA tournament?
It's hard not to, from the standpoint everything nowadays is on your phone. So if you don't watch TV, still it's on your phone. So pretty much you know where you're at with things, but what matters most happens what we do on the court. And if we control what we can control and finish strong, then we'll be in great shape come seeding time.
You mentioned earlier that this team's a veteran team, and they're pretty good. Are they mostly all the time about today, what's in front of them right now, and not 3 games, 2 games, what's going to happen if we're this seed or whatever?
Well, I think we're all human, and we all have kids, and we can say they're well behaved. But then one day you're like, "Are those my kids?" so my point is, we all get lost at times, and that's why it takes a team and constant reminders. That's why you practice every day. It's fundamental. So we got to lock in and keep everybody accountable and keep them all on the same page. Obviously, to this point, we've done that more times than not.